Hey, good morning, y'all. How do you like the way the green stalks are coming along? I couldn't be more pleased. I'll leave a link below to green stalk, and if you use the code PANTRY10, you'll get a $10 discount on orders of $70 or more. Shelby likes being in the garden area as much as I do. I love snacking on the strawberries and leafy greens. There is definitely a lot more leisure time than work time with the green stalks and the raised containers that we've put in this small backyard. We've had a cool front move into Texas this week, and it brought with it rain for the next few days. So I've moved into my tropical penthouse to record this episode. Oh well, back to reality. Although I'm not lucky enough to be in the tropics today, I'll try to bring a bit of the tropics to my backyard. Let's do something different today. Let's grow some ginger. That's probably not something that was on your agenda for today, but this should be a lot of fun. It's another easy peasy garden project that won't break the bank or your back. We can do this. Recently, my daughter Darcy bought some ginger with the intent to dehydrate the ginger and make ginger powder to add a little extra punch to some of her cooking. Well, the ginger laid around for a while, and other projects were moved ahead of the ginger project. Lo and behold, it laid around long enough that it sprouted. I saw the sprouts and said, "Hey, Darcy, let's plant it." Thus, the sprouted ginger was donated to the cause. I'll show you what I did. This morning, I'll do something special. I'll plant some ginger, but I'll plant it in a self-wicking container designed especially for my ginger plant. Having never grown ginger before, I took to the internet to see if it was possible to grow ginger from store-bought. My search turned up a lot of information about ginger. In short, the answer is yes, indeed. One note about store-bought ginger. Some produce is treated with chemicals to prevent or delay sprouting. You may want to soak your rhizome in water overnight to dissolve these chemicals, or you could just buy it in the organic section. The ginger plant has a lot going for it. The ginger plant is an attractive plant to grow and has a beautiful bloom. The bloom is rather short-lived, so enjoy the blooms while they last. So if for no other reason, we can grow ginger for its beauty and fragrance in the garden. As the commercial says, but wait, there's more. You can eat it. You can eat the stalks, the leaves, and the rhizomes. The stalk and the leaves are less pungent than the rhizomes, so cut it all up. But wait, there's more. Ginger is purported to have numerous health benefits. I'm not a doctor, so I can't comment on that, but I'll give one bit of warning about ginger. Ginger is a very effective blood thinner. So if you, like me, are on blood thinners like Eliquis, warfarin, or Coumadin, you might limit your intake to just a taste now and then. Do your own research. So now we've decided to grow some ginger. But what do we need? We need warm, humid weather, consistently moist potting mix, and lots of nutrients. Ginger is a heavy feeder. I live in Texas, so I have ample amounts of warm weather, although sometimes we have very low humidity, and I might have a solution for that. Consistently moist potting mix. I think I have a solution for that. And lots of nutrients. We can fertilize it every couple of weeks with some organic 10-10-10, plus I've added some manure to the potting mix. Now for the heart of today's project. I went to a big box store and picked up a couple of containers to make my water wicking system. Plus I'll use a few little plant containers that I had left over from all the starter plants that I purchased to fill the green stalk planter earlier this spring. I'll place these measurements on the screen. The containers that I bought are 23.5 inches long by 15.5 inches wide by about 5.5 inches deep. But you may use what size you have to fit your needs. I used a 4-inch hole saw to saw the hole for the wicking basket in the planter tray. As you can see, it was a tad too small, and I had to enlarge the hole with my pocket knife. I measured up 3.5 inches and drilled a 3/8 inch hole on each end of the water reservoir tray. There, we're almost finished. We've drilled 3 holes, one 4-inch hole in the plant tray and two 3/8 inch holes in the water reservoir. Now let's look at how it all goes together. I have a plant container that we use as the water wicking basket. It has a lip on it to keep it from sliding all the way through the plant tray. I put some super glue on it just to hold it in place while moving it around. Whatever you use for a water wicking basket, it should have holes in the bottom. This is where the water will wick up to the plants. It should be just long enough to almost touch the bottom of the reservoir tray. The closer the better, as long as it doesn't touch. Mine is about 1/2 inch from the bottom. I have an abundance of these little small plant containers. I placed one inside the other for added strength. Then I used 8 pairs as shown in the video to support the plant tray. I carefully placed the plant tray on the small plant containers before filling the plant tray with potting mix. Come here. Shelby, the quality control engineer, came by during construction and approved the design. I fill the plant tray with potting mix. Do not use garden soil or dirt, as it will not wick properly. Plant your rhizomes just below the surface of the potting mix, about 1 inch or so. If you break apart your rhizomes, leave them out for a day or two so they'll heal over where you broke them. This should prevent them from rotting in the potting mix. Ginger does not like full sun. It is an understory plant that grows best in partial shade. Another advantage of this small system, it can be moved around as needed. Water from above to make sure the potting mix is completely saturated. Continue to water directly into the water reservoir until water runs out the drain holes on each end of the water reservoir. I don't know at this point how often the reservoir will need to be filled. It depends on the heat and how large your plants have grown. I'll let you know in a future video how often I've been refilling mine. Go to the grocery store for ginger to grow. Look for the pieces of ginger that have the most little eyes on them. Kind of like potatoes, the sprouts will come from these eyes. We'll lay the rhizomes flat, about 2 inches below the potting mix surface. The rhizomes grow horizontally, just below the surface. Well, there we have it, folks. We've planted a not so common plant to grow. I'm excited to see how the ginger handles my Texas heat and how well the water-wicking container performs. Maybe we'll be able to take a few days away from home and have our plants do well in the water-wicking container. So, as those YouTubers say, stay tuned.